Hello, this is Duncan Fowler, and today we're going to be talking about the 17 UN Sustainability Goals. First of all, I want to put a bit of a disclaimer on this. Knowledge has an expiry date. Sometimes that expiry date is very, 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 very far away, like maths. Our 2 plus 2 is 4, and it's always going to be 4. Whereas other things can change over time as we become more informed of the situation. So just be careful when listening to this presentation. This was done in November 2023. Certain things may have changed since then. So what you're best doing it is to listen to the presentation and then use it as a starter, if maybe, and do your own research and fact check things because it might have changed since this presentation. Also, when we start looking at things like these topics, it's very hard not to become a little bit preachy and stuff. So hopefully I don't come across like that. Anyway, let's get going. So the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, sometimes known as SDGs. These goals provide a roadmap to addressing the world's most pressing challenges, ranging from poverty eradication to climate action. In this presentation, we will explore each of the SDGs, their interconnectedness, and the role each of us can play in achieving them. So goal 1 is to eradicate poverty. And part of the UN Sustainable Development Goal is focused on eradicating extreme poverty and reducing poverty rates. It's interesting to note that extreme poverty is defined as living on less than $1.9 per day, which seems extremely low to me. So poverty is a multifaceted issue that affects billions of people worldwide, limiting their access to basic necessities such as food, water, education, health, and opportunities for a better life. The importance of inclusive economic growth, social protection systems, and equal access to resources is obviously clearly very important. So that's goal 1, to eradicate poverty. Goal 2, to reduce or eradicate, get zero hunger. We need to achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. That's an important statement there, sustainable agriculture, addressing the issues of food waste, malnutrition, and the importance of supporting small-scale farmers. So goal 2 is basically there to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and improve sustainable agriculture. Goal 3 is good health and well-being. It's focused on healthy lives for all and promoting a well-being at all ages. The importance of universal healthcare, disease prevention, mental health, and access to essential medication. At least half of the world's population still do not have full coverage of essential health services. And about 100 million people are still being pushed into extreme poverty due to healthcare issues. Goal 4, quality in education. So it's the significance of inclusive and equitable educational systems at all levels, addressing the challenge of educational equality, gender disparities, and the role of education in sustainable development. So things have got slightly worse over the pandemic, but education is a lifetime thing. It's we're constantly learning, and we need to ensure that all our children are given access to it. So remote learning is offered to 3 million Ukrainian children within the war. Education is 24 million learners may never return to school after primary school to university levels. So it's extremely important to allow everybody the opportunities to learn in their environment that best suits their needs. Gender equality, the objective of achieving gender equality and empowering all women and girls, highlighting the importance of equal rights, ending gender-based violence, and promoting women's participation in decision-making processes. Uh, Despite improvements, we've seen that within the UK and other countries around the world, full gender equality is a long way off. I put this up here just to put into context so you've got what people like Margaret Hamilton, who helped write the code for the Apollo guidance software, and the code actually is nearly as big as her. So it's important to get the right people for the job and not concentrate on the gender. Clean water and sanitation. This has emphasises the need for access to clean water and sanitation for all. Discusses sustainable management of water resources. Again, sustainability is very important, obviously, as we've got water scarcity. And we look at the impact of inadequate sanitation on public health. So 88% of deaths are from diarrhea diseases caused by unsafe drinking water. 600 million global children don't have a basic sanitation service at school. So, moving on, goal 7, affordable and clean energy, addressing the importance of transitioning to renewable energy sources and promoting energy efficiency. There are challenges of energy access, particularly in developing countries, and the potential of sustainable energy solutions. Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. This goal considers the importance of inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full employment and decent work. There are challenges of informal employment, youth unemployment, and the role of entrepreneurships in economic development. So we're looking at things like global unemployment. 1 in 10 children are engaged in child labour around the world. Global economic recovery is hampered by things like the coronavirus, rising inflation, supply chain distributions, policies, and labour market challenges. Goal 9 is related to the industry, innovation and infrastructures. It's importance of sustainable infrastructure, developing industrialization and innovation. What we're thinking of there is global manufacturing has rebounded from the pandemic, which is good, but higher technology industries are far more resilient in crisis than the lower tech countries. Counterparts. There is a need for resilient infrastructure, technology advances, and fostering innovation in developing countries. Although this is definitely improving now, when the pandemic one was around, the passenger airline industry was obviously extremely affected by the pandemic. So 2.3 billion passengers in 2021 compared to 4.5 billion in 2019, but that will be recovering now and will slowly increase. Reducing inequalities. The objective of reducing inequalities within and among countries, addressing income equality, social exclusions, discrimination, factors such as gender, race, and disabilities. So this would, in one country, you get 22% below the poverty line people, 8.15% overall literacy in the last decade. 283 million people are illiterate in a particular country. So income inequality has increased in the developing countries by 11%. So there's a lot of data around all of these goals, and I'm quite convinced they'll be changing hopefully in the positive direction. So do your own research. Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities, emphasizing the need to create inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable cities. Discussing the urbanization challenges, affordable housing, and the importance of sustainability transportation. 9 out of 10 urban residents breathe polluted air, which is quite shocking. 2 billion people do not have access to waste collection services. Responsibility, consumption, and production. Addressing the need to promote sustainable consumption and production patterns. Discussing the importance of reducing waste generation, resource efficiency, and sustainable management chemicals and waste. So this looks at sustainable patterns such as climate change, um, biodiversity losses and pollution, rising reliance on natural resources is increasing. So we need to start thinking of alternative solutions to things like fossil fuels. Goal 13, climate action, highlighting the urgency of taking action to combat climate change and its impacts. And it looks also discusses the importance of mitigating adaptation and promoting climate resilience. So greenhouse gases, 77.9% index in 1990. Index is changing over the years. Emissions intensity of energy consumption. I think with the increase in electric vehicles and hydrogen vehicles, our reliant on different materials from fossil fuels will change, and the image on the right will probably change as well. Goal 14, life below water. So we emphasize the need to conserve and sustain the use of our oceans and seas and marine resources, addressing the issues of overfishing, pollution, and the importance of marine biodiversity conservation. And pollution doesn't just mean about polluting with plastics and stuff like noise pollution underwater. It's a big issue for the fish with large boats going traveling through the seas. The noise pollution can seriously affect the fish and their inhabitants and their natural life cycles and stuff. So, life on land discusses the objective of protecting, restoring, and promoting sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems. So, almost 90% of global deforestation is due to agricultural expansion. So, agriculture is a big issue, and we need to be looking at that and seeing if there's alternative ways around, highlighting the importance of halting deforestation, combating desertification, and preserving biodiversity. Around 40,000 species are documented to be at risk of extinction over the coming decade. 40,000. Goal 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions focus on the promoting peaceful and inclusive societies, providing access to justice and building effective institutions. It discusses the challenges of conflict, violence, corruption, and the importance of upholding human rights. Goal 17 relates to partnerships for the goals, highlighting the importance of global partnerships, cooperation, and achieving these 17 goals, and addresses the role of governments, academia, civil society, and the private sector in fostering collaboration. What is the goal here? To revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. So why in 2015 world leaders adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development that aims to end poverty, tackle inequalities and combat climate change. We need to end, we need everyone to come together, government, uh, civil society, scientists, academia and the private sector to achieve the sustainable development and goals. So to conclude, in conclusion, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals provided a framework for achieving a more equitable, sustainable and prosperous world for us all. As master students, if you are master students listening to this, you have the knowledge, skills and passion to contribute significantly to these. There's quite a lot of information there. We've gone over very, very quickly. I apologise if this comes across a little bit preachy. Do your own research. Find out what is fact and what is fiction, and what has changed over time. Certain things may have got better. Certain things may have got worse, and come to your own conclusions and then act upon them. So thank you very much. Hopefully that was useful to you.